Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Faded Podcast. I am your host, Waffle Love, and I am joined once again with.
Hi guys. I'm just some 20-year-old that lives in his parents' house and reads comics and watches cartoons.
Can you just say your name, please?
Uh,
Just say your name.
uh, yeah. Yeah. Also, my name is Darren.
Thank you. That's
But,
all I needed. No one cares about your life. They just want your name. We can
uh,
never do the intro right.
although it would be creepy if they wanted to know about my life.
Yeah, because we're not that popular yet. And speaking of popularity, before we begin, let me just say thank you all for 70 subscribers. Oh my god, that's so amazing. I wouldn't imagine having an audience or people watching our podcast just tuning in, so thank you all. You're all amazing.
We have reached a milestone.
But keep on subbing. But, well, I bet everyone's gonna unsub now just to mess with us.
Eh,
back
they just
back to zero.
Yeah, they would just rather watch the Bunch of Vaginas podcast.
Oh, taking shots already. Okay, for those who don't know, where's Hylian? Isn't he a member here? Well, not anymore. He now has a podcast called Bunch of Blokes, which was originally called Bunch of Twats, in which Darren made that vagina joke. I recommend checking that out, because it's actually a good episode. I'll give you the link below. So, yeah, he took shots at us, like, 1 minute in? He was waiting for the right moment to mug us.
P.S. Ben, if you're watching this, you're still a traitor.
We all have to move away. We all have to do our own solo things. I mean, I'm staying here because I created Faded. You can leave. You could leave whenever you want. I mean, I'm not gonna call you a traitor.
Well, I honestly have nothing better to do right
Right.
now.
Right. And you can be a guest over on his podcast whenever. It's not gonna trigger me. On his podcast, he says all we ever talk about is drama, YouTube drama. Let me see. Let's see how many videos we made. 10, and how many were about YouTube drama? 2. So 2 out of the 10 videos were about drama, Jake Paul and diss tracks, featuring Ben. But even if we did talk about drama, we just talked about random shit for the last half of the videos.
Yeah, I guess we have been a little dramatic lately.
It wasn't your fault, Darren, because I suggest doing them, because there's nothing else happening over the last few months besides drama. If you're watching, I'll keep talking about drama, because that's how we're getting views.
Yeah, and it's not like Jake Paul's going to be watching our podcasts.
If he does, oh wow.
He's probably too busy annoying his neighbors. He's going to become irrelevant, and people are going to forget about him.
Oh no, I have to disagree on you on that, because, oh my god, he is collaborating with real rappers. Like, Gucci Mane was forced to make music with him, because Jake Paul and that Cash Me Outside girl, they're signed into Atlantic Records, I think that's what they're called, the same records Gucci Mane was signed in, and they forced Gucci Mane to make music with them. So Gucci Mane had to try to drop out and tries to be independent. And there's also 21 Savage signed into his label and started calling him 20 Savage. So it's no longer Jake Paul, it's 20 Savage. But everyone's gonna call him Jake Paul. So oh, why are you getting attention? You made one song.
Uh, Just ignore it. Uh, Everybody should just
It's
ignore him and let him go away.
it it it's hard, especially nowadays, because I think I talked to you about this before. YouTube views will now count towards album sales. So your favorite artist now, they're basically flopping. But these people on YouTube, they're gonna make more views and more money than your favorite artist. I'm not counting Drake or Kendrick Lamar because they're like world famous. Just the certain people, they're gonna flop. It's all about YouTube, and people are signing YouTubers to make songs. So who knows? KSI or Rice Gum will be signed to music labels. And oh, YouTube, it's why are we still here?
Do I really want to come back?
It's honestly up to you, mate. I would love if you come back.
Well, I'm not having. I decided to stop having any due date in which I need to come back.
Yeah, you said you're coming back in September?
Yeah, when I didn't
What
come,
month is it now?
I don't know. I just gave up on like forcing myself to come back, and I'm just gonna come back whenever is going to be a good time.
Whenever you're ready, whatever you're
Yeah,
doing. Because it's getting lonely here, because it's only me and Ben uploading. It's not fun. It's not like the good old days of YouTube.
hopefully I'll be able to reinvent myself as a online creator and actually do something that I'm comfortable with consistently doing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you're animating or filming or skits or just vlogging or reviewing.
Yeah, reviewing, which brings us to today's topic.
Yes, this is a request from no one, it's just me and Darren.
We decided to have it be our main topic for this podcast.
Yeah, let's just take a break from drama. Let's just like calm down and just talk about reviews on YouTube. Like, what are our thoughts on it? Because overall, they're not terrible.
Yeah, it's very interesting when someone talks about a piece of media they like, and sometimes they can have a different view from everyone else, which can also be interesting if they have some good points on whether they like or hate something.
I used to be a fan of review channels, like not just like one or two. Like I had like a big chunk of review channels I enjoy watching. I like to get.
Uh, yeah, there's a couple that I still watch today, but like only the ones that I think are actually good reviewers.
So you're saying like the some you used to watch, do they now change, or did you lose
They
interest?
lose interest mainly.
Is there like a reason? Like, is it getting stale or repetitive, or they're completely changing their content?
Kind of a mix of all that.
Like, can you give one example?
I'm trying to think of one that's not Nostalgia Critic.
Do you still watch him?
No.
Me,
Uh,
me neither.
I, th- I,
I feel like
I think
people like he's like the most popular for filming, and people always say like he's the best one. Like he
uh,
does make good videos. I just lost interest along the way.
yeah, this is why we're never going to try to join Channel Awesome.
If they let you join.
Like seriously, if you want to stand out, don't even join Channel Awesome. Just maybe make your own independent website.
Why? Because Channel Awesome has a lot of people.
Yeah, and
What is it they have? Like stuff about comics and top fives. A lot of
yeah, didn't
things.
yeah, I think they like started I think they like start their doing their own shows for their YouTube channel and website that's not by other people that joined the website.
So it's just their own independent thing.
Yeah. However, they do still find other reviewers and critics to join the website, but it seems that the bread and butter of the website is about Nostalgia Critic.
I think that's what most people subscribe to Channel Awesome for.
Yeah, if you're watching their YouTube channel, you do not care about their countdown lists or any of their um, vlog reviews or that one comic review show they have or any behind the scenes stuff. You're just there for Nostalgia Critic.
And no hate to the other people. I feel like what makes those people uninteresting, people prefer Nostalgia Critic because the others seem pretty generic, like top fives, like everyone heard the same thing over and over. This makes Watch Mojo likable.
No, they're not. They're still not likable. I don't really have any thing against the people that work at Channel Awesome or Watch Mojo. For all I know, they could be cool people. But I don't know. If you want to stand out, you need to sort of break away from being part of a business and just be your own thing.
I may not like the content, but I feel like they can be nice people in real life. So whenever I made one video about one of the top 5 videos Channel Awesome made, I said in the beginning, I do not hate Channel Awesome or Nostalgia Critic, I just hate this certain video. I'm criticizing and giving my opinion on it. I'm not saying their series or their other videos suck, just this one particular. It was still stupid for the top 5 Pokemon, because how generic can you be? Gold Dean is number 1 just because it pissed that guy off in Super Smash Brothers.
How is Goldien in the main Pokemon games?
I mean, not great, but not terrible. It's just there in between. Barely anyone said Goldeen is number 1 worst Pokemon, so I guess that's one way to stand out from any top 5 list.
Well,
it's still stupid, but at least it's something different.
I mean, I'm not into Pokemon, and but I can understand everybody's frustration.
So what other review channels do you like lose interest in? Whether it's like movies or music or cartoons, like whatever.
Probably the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, I expected you to stay along, keep watching him. I've seen you talk about him a lot.
Yeah, but in recent years, I don't know. I just got a little tired of him.
Is it because he barely uploads those episodes?
Well, when he does upload an episode, it's more of the same thing.
Like the same thing?
Yeah, he just
gets mad.
I think this honestly has to go with like every angry reviewer out there, where it's just they find something and say how much it sucks, just to like get an angry over the top reaction out of their character, and that basically seems it.
Oh no, this terrible video game is cursed. Allow me to smash it with a sledgehammer. That will solve it. The day is saved once again.
Yeah, except that there are still several copies of the game. I mean, like, just because he pretended to destroy a copy of Superman on the N64 does not mean that the game doesn't still exist. I mean, I still have a copy. I have a copy of the game that I bought at the beginning of this year, and it's actually pretty fun.
But I don't blame Angry Video Game Nerd for doing this. He was like one of the earliest creators of YouTube, like one of the pioneers, and he kind of like started it all, like how to make reviewing fun, just doing these things, and now everyone started to do it, and it can get stale and not interesting anymore.
Now, I can sort of compare the show to The Simpsons, how it basically revolutionized its genre of media, but then it kept going on, and it had to like compete against shows that it was inspired by, and now it's just mixed in with those shows.
And yet The Simpsons is still going on.
it could be canceled in the future. I mean, just because I have basically lost interest in Angry Video Game Nerd. I mean, he to his credit, he definitely still has a good amount of supporters. And if you uh, like his newer content, then more power to you.
To me, I don't think much has changed. Like, I guess some few skits here and there, or in some good equipment and lighting, and just like doing different things, just so things won't be stale. Cause it's over 100 episodes he made, right? That's
Yeah,
He's got to like do something just so people won't be bored of him. So yeah, like people still watch him. I don't think anyone say, "Oh, I'm sick of him anymore. He used to be good back then." I never hear that because I think he's still doing what he does and people still love him. So
yeah. I mean, he does still have his moments, and he definitely has boosted up the production of each episode. And uh, and and James Rolfe definitely seems like a cool enough guy.
I'll
Uh,
totally hang with him.
yeah, he's actually more into movies than video games.
From what I heard, yeah. And he did
Yeah,
talk about a lot of movies on his channel.
yeah. I mean, there was one spin-off video he did called "The Angry Movie Nerd," where he reviewed the third Ninja Turtles movie. Uh, but like that was like the only time he did a movie review like that. And I'm guessing that he's never done another movie review like that because of Nostalgia Critic.
Why do people say he's copying Nostalgia Critic or
No, he actually did such a good job with the review that the Nostalgia Critic refused to review it.
oh
Uh,
nice.
like, like there was a list that Doug Walker made called the top 11 movies that he'd never review. Spoiler alert: he got to some of the movies to review on the newer Nostalgia Critic eventually. But one of the movies on the list was the third Ninja Turtles movie, and his reason was that James Rolfe already reviewed it. You know, I actually think that people don't really have that exact mindset because with like several reviewers online, you could usually see other reviewers reviewing the same thing. You know,
hmm
like like gets to a point where reviewing something is basically a bandwagon.
If they're all doing the same thing, yeah,
Yeah,
and they don't stand out or be original.
yeah. In fact, I think even the Nostalgia Critic got to that point when he did his food fight review.
I remember that review. I remember seeing it. I enjoyed it. Just I didn't see him hopping on any bandwagon because I haven't seen a whole lot back then. I know
You,
I know Jontron. I seen Jontron's video on it, but they are completely different to each other's.
but I think it kind of was a bandwagon to review food fight back then. If two popular reviewers were reviewing it.
So anyway, that's enough for Angry Video Game Nerd. Still much respect for him. He's not dying.
Yeah,
He's not dying or anything. I think he's
yeah,
still doing good.
he's still getting all the views and subscribers.
Do you consider Jontron a critic or a reviewer?
It's hard to say.
Because on the one hand, he can criticize some video games, but on the other side, he can just joke around and just have fun with the audience. So it's kind of hard to tell. For me, anyways, I do enjoy him. He did have like a pretty bad year because people called him racist or a Nazi, and took almost a whole year just to upload again. But he luckily did the last two videos. Like, he returned, everyone's happy, and everything's getting back to normal. I do love his content. I think he's one of the funniest guys I ever saw on YouTube. He just makes you happy. Like, you can like watch the same video over and over again, but it'll never tire you out. Because his like attitude, his personality, it's all there. It
And
won't bore
because
you.
of it, Bubsy came back
How did Bubsy came back?
because of Jontron. Like he reintroduced everybody to the Bubsy games, and everybody started reviewing the Bubsy games, including the Angry Video Game Nerd in one of his Christmas videos. And then everybody was like talking about Bubsy, and then Bubsy came back from the dead.
But didn't it like bankrupt or like somehow? How do you like come back to it? How do you get money to bring back Bubsy?
Well, it's probably not the Jontron is probably not the sole reason why Bubsy came back,
Just
but
mostly the fans or something.
it just goes to show whether something that anything can come back, whether it's good or bad, as long as there's enough discussion about it, and whether it's like brought up, it can get people to want to bring it back for some reason.
Yeah, like the Rick and Morty McDonald's Mulan Szechuan teriyaki sauce that McDonald's brought back.
Wait, they actually brought it back?
Yep, they brought it back. For a day, I think, in certain McDonald's. The chef of McDonald's said it took a while, like a few months, to create it again. I'm not even a fan of teriyaki, but I want to try.
Watching Rick and Morty, at least the Szechuan sauce episode.
Yeah, that's the episode where the whole world was begging McDonald's to bring it back.
Yeah, was it in the first or the second season?
Mate, that was the third season.
Oh,
That was like
was,
recent.
well, I gotta.
You need to catch up, mate.
Yeah, I still
season,
trying to get the
season
still trying to get the first. I'm still trying to get the first season on DVD.
Season 3 just ended, mate. You need to catch up. Hurry before everyone ruins the Pickle Vic jokes. Oh wait, they already did ruin it.
Yeah, I think there's like one picture where someone replaced Rick's face with Johnny Test's face.
Oh, no.
I wonder how much talk about Johnny Test it will take to bring Johnny Test back from the dead.
No, please. I'd rather die.
Okay, how would you die? Should I come over and kill you at a certain time?
Okay, sure. How about you come over on the 17th of February next year? I'll set my timer. I'll put it on my calendar. Kill me on the 17th of February.
Okay, I will make sure to turn on Johnny Test on your TV, and you'll die that way.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about
Rick and Morty.
We were talking about how when you keep on mentioning something that's a dead franchise, it can easily be brought back if there's enough discussion.
If it's yeah, I give it that, because
I mean, it definitely.
I feel like nowadays it can easily happen. Like, anything people forget about, it will be brought back later on as a meme, and it will become popular with a fan base.
Yeah, and Jontron's video about Bubsy was one of the more popular videos about Bubsy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was the sole reason why Bubsy was brought back.
Probably because, like, what, 10 million views it got or something? Because I'm sure, like, one of the viewers were the creators of Bubsy. Do you have a certain reason why you enjoy review channels? You just like to hear what they
Uh,
say?
well, they can sometimes get me interested in watching something, whether it's good or bad. And it's actually um, interesting to hear someone's take on something, on reviewing something, whether I agree with them or not. Besides, if I disagree with their review, I could just make my own.
Where are your videos, Darren? Come back! Come back to YouTube!
Uh, I'm in hell right now. I'm in YouTube hell. Uh, every so often, Kenny shows up after being killed in South Park.
Oh, oh my
If, if
goodness.
they if they still kill him, that is. Uh,
I l-
but uh, but
there's
South Park is another discussion for another time. Is season 21 a boost in quality after the 20th season?
I don't know. I haven't seen the recent ones because no cable TV,
I'm actually thinking about
and I doubt it's
buy.
on Netflix.
I think I was at a half price books a couple days ago, and I actually saw that they had the collection of South Park seasons 1 through 5 for only about $20. So I might actually get that.
DVDs this, DVDs that. You always get DVDs, mate.
I love collecting DVDs. Is that a problem?
It's all online.
Why does
The
everybody say that to
the
me?
power of the internet for free.
So you're suggesting I go over to Kiss Cartoon and watch a pirated version?
Yeah, that's one thing. We'll get fucking Netflix.
Well, I share my parents' Netflix account, but uh, I'm like, but they don't have South Park on Netflix yet.
Then watch something else. Did you just make a Netflix account just for South Park to realize it's not there?
Not really. I just wanted to see what Netflix, what using Netflix was like.
It's like
Uh,
watching movies and shows. That's it.
I've like been watching Total Drama on Netflix because that's probably one of my favorite cartoons,
Oh,
and and it's very interesting that once the new season of it comes out, it's going to officially become the longest running Canadian cartoon.
I like to when I watched review channels back then, I like to hear what they have to say about things. Because when I like something and my friends can't relate to it, like I like music, most of my friends don't understand what I mean when I talk about these artists. Like maybe Ben, like a little bit. I can talk to Ben a bit about music, but I'm like a music nerd. And for you, I can't really talk about I don't know Prince or Bowie or George Michael because you're not really into that. Am I right?
I'm more of an average music listener.
So like whatever you hear on radio or not.
Uh, Although when there's like a very awesome sounding song on any sort of radio, like let's say that a store is playing a song on the radio, I totally just uh, pull up YouTube and search for that song and listen to a pirated version of the song. I think a while back I was inside of a Best Buy in their DVD section looking at stuff. When on Best Buy's radio, they started playing the song "Bring It All Back" by S Club 7, and it was a very catchy song. And
Oh, but you can get what I mean. Like when you like something, but others can't relate to you, just go on YouTube and you could just see someone else talking about it. So you can like geek out about it together. So it's like I don't feel alone. No, I'm always alone.
Yeah, and it just shows that you're the right audience for that person.
So I like want to watch some. Stop opening your Coke, mate. We're doing a podcast and you're drinking.
Sorry, I'm thirsty. You can continue.
No, no, I'm upset now.
Okay, I'm putting my can down.
Put it down.
Okay,
Down.
I'm not even holding it right now.
If I hear one more click clang sound, you're out. You're fired. Interrupt my topic. Oh, I'm kidding. So like, when I want someone to relate to me, just go on YouTube, just watch it, have fun. But I don't usually want to watch reviews I haven't seen or heard, so I can't relate to whatever they're even reviewing about. So I wouldn't watch like every single video this review channel talks about, because I have no idea what they're talking about. I haven't seen that movie, I haven't heard that song, haven't seen that cartoon.
Yeah, and
So
sometimes,
I just wait for whatever I seen or heard.
yeah, and sometimes you don't really want any spoilers for a certain cartoon or movie, so you just watch it on your own. Then you watch the review.
I was gonna ask, like, you need those spoilers for cartoons?
Well, that's if someone's doing a full-on summary in their review.
Oh yeah, true.
Uh, like it seems to be a bit cliche to just make your review mainly a summary of the plot,
Exactly.
with like having your uh, some brief thoughts of yours in the end or beginning,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which is sort of what some of the um, newer Nostalgia Critic episodes are, when they're not putting skits in the episode.
They just talk about the plot.
Yeah, they just do like a summary and and brief thoughts of the movie at the end, and that's seems to be what uh, people do in reviews of when they're doing a when they have a summary in the reviews. Uh,
And I think that kind of relates to cartoon reviews, the cartoon
yeah,
community, because from what I heard, people say that they're the worst of the community.
yeah, they just yeah, some of them, yeah, some of the reviews are just again summary, brief final thoughts, and no wonder people's reviews get taken down off of YouTube.
Now, we're not saying not all cartoon review channels are bad. There can be some that are good, but there are the majority of it that are pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah,
We might pick some names.
yeah. A while back, you recommended uh, Animate Ball to me, formerly known as Mobro Studios. And I actually recently watched his review of Ed and Eddie, Sorry Wrong Ed, and I actually like that they had a different approach than other people.
Mm. So yeah, so N Maple, I did discover him from his past channel, Mobros, which was a YouTube poop channel, which he quit and decided to move on. And I did support him, so I wanted to support him on his channel. And I gotta say, unlike the other channels, he does actually respect or shows the good side of cartoon episodes, which I
And,
find pretty good.
and he's improved from his from how he was like on Mobro Studios.
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
audience, you might recognize Mobros from Top 20 Worst SpongeBob, where it's just the avatar of him of the SMG4 Mario, but just like reskinned. And he admits he didn't enjoy it now because all he did was rant about it and didn't really show the good side of these episodes he pointed out, in which he made a video on Animate Ball, just like kind of did a little remake just to add a few things to it. Like, okay, in the end, did I still think this is a bad episode? And sometimes it's like, oh no, I don't agree, or oh yeah, I still think it's bad. So really, much respect to him. I recommend it if you're into cartoon reviews. Check him out, Animate Ball.
how it's interesting how Animate Ball, how his first video on his Animate Ball channel was basically looking back at his top 10 worst SpongeBob episodes video and saying that, yeah, that's what I thought of those episodes back in 2012, but this is how I think of them now that I know more about animation and stuff.
Exactly. Like he's grown and sees the flaws, and he didn't enjoy it back then, but now gave some points like saying, yeah, I did. In the end, do I still like this? And it's either yes or no.
Yeah, I think it can be a problem with other reviewers, like with the um, like with Angry Video Game Nerd. It'd be interesting if the nerd actually did some more look backs of some of his older videos and basically gave some updated thoughts, or maybe he could do maybe review some of the games as himself.
I don't know if you seen Animate Ball's video talking about the cartoon community.
Was the first video I clicked on
Mm.
when I checked his videos out.
Do you have any thoughts on what he said about it?
Uh, I actually thought he brought up some valid points. It was certainly a lot nicer than when he was certainly being a lot nicer than when Mars Reviews talked about the cartoon community and his thoughts on the cartoon community video.
I might not have seen Mars' review
Uh,
on the cartoon community. If you could like elaborate.
like basically, Mars Reviews is a cartoon reviewer. I think he does review other stuff than cartoons, but he's clearly a cartoon reviewer, and his YouTube profile pic is Marvin the Martian, hence the name Mars Reviews. And like with his video, he did bring up some good points, but like both him and Animate Ball talked about Mr. Enter in their videos, and Mars Reviews was a lot meaner when he talked to Mr. Enter. Like I think someone made a petition saying have Mars Reviews taken down because he talked trash about Mr. Enter.
People can't do that. You can't just make a petition to shut down a channel. That's impossible. Even if they're just talking smack about someone. No one can do that. It's up to the creator, the owner of the channel, to take it down or not. But when I heard Animate Balls, it's hard to say balls. Animate Ball video, like explaining the whole Mr. Enter thing. Apparently he's being called the worst cartoon creator up there.
That's actually debatable, considering that there are other cartoon reviewers that are called the worst.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't say he's that bad. Just, I mean, first of all, he does have a big audience. Like saying he's like the most popular. cartoon creator. It's like over 200K, I think. And I think that's like the highest for any cartoon creator. I might be mistaken.
Uh, well, I don't think he's like the most popular because I think there are people like Rebel Taxi who are more popular than him.
Then yeah, it must be. He's at a whopping 250K. Pretty good. And pretty good.
Well, that's still pretty impressive.
But honestly, I do not have a problem with Mr. Enter. He just has one way of reviewing things, which is just basically in a negative way. Because when you think of Mr. Enter, it's like, oh, all he does is complain about one certain specific thing in a cartoon, and he'll just rant about it for 30 minutes.
You know, there are other cartoon reviewers that are able to do negative reviews, but are also able to do positive reviews, and they sort of do negative reviews in a better way than Mr. Enter, they at least they basically do a better job of balancing the negative and positive reviews on their channels.
Yeah, I think Mr. Enter does more negative than positives, unless he changed nowadays.
Yeah,
Which I'm not certain. I'm not sure if he has or not. There's another channel people say he's pretty bad, which is Phantom Strider.
Yeah, I it's someone I used to watch, but I started to notice a pattern and got sick of it.
What do you think the pattern was? To those who don't know.
Well, he's just basically just basically does top 10 lists on just cartoons, and that's the majority of his top 10 lists, and where he has certain things he puts on the high lists, and he it seems that he's trying his best not to run out of things to talk about in cartoons.
Do you think those lists are original, or they're just as generic as any others?
When you look at them, when you look at them carefully, you can see that they're just generic.
Because all I see in the thumbnails is Teen Titans over and over again. And I'm pretty sure he wants to put Teen Titans #1 on every top 5, top 10 list, just so people can see, oh yeah, understandable, because Teen Titans Go suck. It is kind of clickbait, but it's just a way for him to like get the attention, because it's Teen Titans Girl, so Teen Titans Go, and people obviously don't like it.
Yeah, he's probably like, oh, I'm done with this top 10 list, and I made sure to put Teen Titans Go. But wait, something's missing to get this video popular. Oh wait, hold on. Puts the thumbnail on its Teen Titans Go. There. Now it's time for the views.
It's just everyone just keeps talking about Teen Titans Go, and still to this day, like, we get it. It's bad, but it's for children. It's not for the old fans. That's it. Get over it. Why do you keep talking about it? You're just gonna give them more attention. They already keep responding to them in episodes. Just stop. They even have to make a whole episode saying about, kind of like talking about the old Teen Titans, where I saw like a clip of it where they're just watching themselves, like the original Teen Titans, and I don't know, some villain was saying like, look at you now, you're just list everything cartoon creators talk about.
What? maybe it could be the show writers poking fun at themselves, but that could, but that can be pretty offensive for some of the people watching that do critique the show, which is probably why I'm not going to critique the show.
I don't think anyone should anymore.
Yeah,
Because it's getting too old and they're just complaining about the same thing.
either watch the original show or
Shut
find
up.
at least one nice thing to say about it. Um,
Or just shut up.
or just don't watch any DC stuff. Just go to Marvel.
I don't know about that last part. Maybe, I don't know. They're both equally good. For superheroes, not. I'm not judging DC by the movies, whatnot.
If you're watching it, if anybody's watching it is pissed off, please don't kill us.
Yeah, like once again, we do not hate Channel Awesome, Angry Video Game Nerd, Mr. Enter, Phantom Strider, etc.
Uh,
We may not like, we may lose interest in them, but that doesn't mean the whole channel is going downhill.
yeah, I don't really outright hate any of these people.
Exactly. These are just our own thoughts, because just like them, we are fans of movies, video games, music, cartoons, you name
Comics.
them. Comics. Or maybe you. I'm just a typical comic reader. I don't know. How about, Darren, you say your favorite review channels, the ones you still watch.
Well, I think in terms of cartoon reviews, I'd uh, probably have to say ones like Gem Reviews and Alpha J Show, uh, which are both really good cartoon critics. In fact, in one of Gem Reviews' Q&A, he said that one of his inspirations was Mr. Enter, and I actually think that his videos are a lot better than Mr. Enter's.
But hey, maybe without Mr. Enter, he wouldn't be making videos. So maybe props to him? Or maybe someone else will inspire him. So who are you saying are your favorites again?
Uh, well, well, I said in terms of cartoon reviewers, it's probably ones like Gem Reviews and Alpha J Show.
Is there any others like films or video games?
Well, I think with video games, one of my favorites was like it probably was Some Call Me Johnny with his Johnny Versus series, but I've actually been taking a break on watching that because he reviewed Twilight Princess, and I don't want Twilight Princess spoiled for me. So I'm like not watching any of his videos until I actually finish the story.
You do know how old Twilight Princess was, right?
Uh, yeah, but I'm just waiting for the last couple volumes of the manga to come out.
Oh, the manga, not the games?
No, he's reviewing the games, but I kind of want to experience the story, and I'm too busy to play the games.
I'll say my favorites are the one we talked about, Animate Ball. I recommend it. He's still a pretty small channel, but he deserves the love. Sorry, you?
Just thought of another video game one.
Go ahead.
I think in terms of retro game reviewers, I'd probably have to say one of my favorites would be Cygnus Destroyer, with which also includes his spin-off show, the LJN Defender, where the one of the jokes in Angry Video Game Nerd, how the LJN Rainbow is like nicknamed the Rainbow of Death because all their published games are mediocre to bad. Well,
the movie-based games.
Yeah, the LJN Defender show is basically a show that is made to defend the games and say some good stuff about them, which I
That's
actually
what
like that
that's
concept.
yeah, that's one way to stand out.
Yeah, and it's sort of what Animate Ball does.
Yeah, it's just saying the good side of things.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you need to stay on the light side of the force, basically.
always be on the bright side of life. I don't know if I
But
said it right.
but yeah, I guess in terms of uh, I guess with like movie reviewers, I'd probably have to say one of my favorites that I enjoy watching whenever they post a video that I'm interested in would have to be Good Bad Flicks, which is basically this one guy talking about a movie that has gotten some negative reception, but he talks about what he does is a summary of the movie and a couple jokes, and then uh, at the end of the video, he gives his well, doesn't real. He waits to give his final thoughts, and before that, he basically talks about the production of the movie and how hard the people uh, worked on the movie to make it what it is.
mm.
And then he gives his final thoughts of the movie. And it's actually one of my favorite kind of reviews to watch.
Oh, say mine. My favorites again. Animate Ball, good cartoon. Good cartoon channel.
Yeah, he's going to probably become one of my favorites eventually.
He's still too early. Like hasn't made that much yet, but
Yeah, but hopefully he'll like keep it up and still be consistently good.
yeah. There's also I Hate Everything, who's good with reviewing movies and just ranting about everything else.
Yeah,
I do like what he has to say.
yeah. I don't think you'll find a better review of the Fred trilogy. Or like that has to be his best review in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where I mean, he was honestly smart enough to have it cross over with someone else because talking about three films that are just basically the same can get a little boring. And I thought that Ralph, the movie maker, definitely was a good guest star to like watch the to like review the second Fred movie, and he had some interesting humor.
Collaboration done right.
Yeah,
And
where it's like taking turns to watch movie sequels.
and lastly, because I talked about music, my love for music, the person I go to fanboy about music is Anthony Fantano, aka The Needle Drop. He's like the most popular music nerd, music critic out there. And
Yeah,
he's also a living meme. Because they keep calling him a melon because his head's bald and all that. He had a meme channel, but recently got taken down because of, I don't know, YouTube is fucking weird.
uh,
And I don't agree with everything, but usually both of our reviews are, no, not reviews, but our taste in music are pretty similar. But there are some artists and albums I like which he really hates, like Post Malone or Travis Scott, people like that. So I still watch his content, which pretty good. So those were the three I like. Oh, Darren, we never talked about Chris Stockman.
uh, well,
Do do I need to
he's
say the
just
meme?
he's basically is it okay to call him Channel Awesome's answer to Jeremy Johns? So, I mean, his style of video is kind of similar to Jeremy Johns, except that he's not in front of a red background, and he he sometimes shows footage within the review.
Hold on. Let me just sum up his reviews. I grew up with this movie, so I'm giving it an A+.
Yeah.
It's at that
And
point where it became a meme, and then he realized all the memes for it. And then he filmed himself outside of KFC, and he said, "Oh, I grew up with KFC. I'm giving it an A+."
Why couldn't he just improve and get over the meme?
Who knows?
I guess he's doing it for the lulz, basically.
Basically, to please the
Uh,
audience.
and you know what? I don't care what he said about Alien Resurrection, whether he considers it a hilariosity review. I still like the movie. In my opinion, it's still good. And maybe it's better than Alien Covenant, which has gotten negative reviews. But I know that there are people besides me that like Alien Resurrection. Maybe it seems to have gotten some mixed reviews. And keep in mind, I don't think the movie is perfect. It does have a couple flaws, but I at least enjoy some parts of the movie, and it's a little more entertaining than Alien 3, to me at least. I'll talk about it more if I ever
Come back to YouTube.
if I ever come back to YouTube, which I want to.
And you
But
should.
it's gonna be hard. Things like these take time, and yeah, I do have ideas for what I would want to do.
Okay. And that ought to do it for this episode of Faded. If you guys stayed around this long, thank you guys so much for watching. And once again, thank you guys so much for 70 subscribers. Tune in next week where we talk about the iDubbbz and Rice Gum Content Cop because I love drama. Then you better watch it.